Welcome to a beautiful Saturday night for baseball here in late August. And hopefully a series-winning Saturday night as the Orioles took the opener 5-3 from Tampa Bay yesterday, snapping a 4-game losing streak and defeating these first-place Rays once again. This has become a nice habit, which is leading the Orioles to continue to be in the mix in the wild card as they've taken 4 of 5 just over the last week alone against Tampa Bay. They're 2 back entering play today. Texas sub 500, but still leading the wild card. The Blue Jays moved a half game up after beating the Yankees today. Thanks for joining us, Kevin Brown and Jim Palmer. You know, it's just one of those funny things. The Orioles get swept by the Yankees, but in between, they go to the Trop where the Rays are unbeatable, take 3 of 4, and then they play a very close game, beat Tampa Bay again yesterday.
Yeah, you know, the interesting thing, I mean, earlier in the year, they go down there, they get outscored 25-10, and Tampa Bay comes here. The Orioles outscored them 26-10. And again, I mean, this is what's happened in recent history. What, 3 one-run games? The fact that, as you mentioned, the Rays were 42-21, best home record in baseball. Orioles go down there, maybe could have won 4, but they do win 3 out of 4. And then, as you mentioned, they lose 4 in a row. Rays come to town. All of a sudden, they had won 9 in a row on the road. And all of a sudden, the Orioles are playing like they own them.
7-1 in those last 8. That is owning. For the moment, they've won the season series with Tampa Bay. And today they'll look to make it 2 in a row behind Brandon Young. He'll take the hill next. Could hardly be more appropriate timing to honor first-year Oriole Pete Alonso with his first Oriole bobblehead in the midst of as good a 2-week stretch as he's ever had, which featured his 30th home run and eventual game winner last night. Pete will be DHing today and looking to back up Brandon Young, who is hoping to bounce back from a tough start against the Rays and continue a strong sophomore season.
Yeah, I pitched the other day down in Tampa Bay and really in St. Petersburg, and gave up 3 solo home runs, all on 2 strikes. You know, one a hanging slider to Jorge Mateo that, well, that's the one you want to say timeout, let's do this over again. He just made a horrible pitch with two strikes. So your StatCast presented by Google Cloud, 4-seamer, uses it, I mean, a lot more than he did last year. So again, he's got really good stuff. The sinker, you don't want to throw a whole lot of those. So he's got a lot of ways to get you out. And the other thing is, he's won 9 games. When he pitches, they usually score over 6 runs a game. Now, that will not be easy against McClanahan tonight. So there is the lineup for the Rays.
All right, tough lineup to hold down. Tampa Bay now 3.5 up on the Yankees in the East, 76-52, best record in the American League. Rays are 12th in offense runs per game. They're first in batting average. They have the lowest strikeout rate in the majors. Yandy Diaz and the slugging junior Caminero, both with all-star seasons. Kevin Cash, year 12 as the Rays manager against Craig Albarnez, longtime member of the Rays minor league system and then a major league coach in his first year as Orioles manager across the way. So here we go. Game 2 of 3 in the series. Game 12 of 13 in the season series. Albarnez got the better of Cash yesterday. And away we begin on a Saturday night. Yandy Diaz, his first pitch hunting and first pitch singling. A fastball in at 7:06. And Diaz knocks it right through the middle of the Orioles defense.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Car Shield defense. Franklin, Tavares, O'Neill. That's the outfield for the Orioles. CES. Over third, Henderson, Holiday, and Kobe Mayo, and then Nevias doing the catching. Carlos behind the plate. So first pitch right up the middle, and of course Diaz the 3rd best batting average in the American League.
And one of the two guys ahead of him was on deck.
Yeah, exactly. And this kid's not any slouch either.
Now that is Jonathan Aranda, 28 years old, an all-star a year ago and having another wonderful year. Aranda takes a fastball a little up and away for ball 2. Aranda did not start yesterday, struck out in a pinch hit opportunity off the bench. That was odd. He's played in every Rays game but 3. Second on the team in doubles, walks, RBIs, and on base percentage.
Well, you know, again, I mean, back-to-back starts against the same team, never easy. Even though the game the other afternoon in Tampa was basically, you know, home runs that really hurt him. But you get a good idea of how they handle the strike zone, whether they're, you know, good breaking balls. And the other thing is, you know, you get all the numbers, but visually, and most modern day players live in the visual world. What did it, you know, did he take the ball just off the corner? Was he a little bit late on the fastball as he was there? Really good breaking ball hitter.
Aranda was 1 for 3, doubling against Young when they faced off on Monday. That was the seesaw game where the lead changed hands a few different times, and the Rays won it 7-6. 3-2 is up high, a fastball. Young's command of that pitch not great early as he walks Aranda, moving Diaz to second for Chandler Simpson in the 3 spot. So Brandon Young against Tampa Bay, 4 innings, 8 hits and a walk, 4 earned. The 3 home runs were the second most allowed in his career. And now he has to deal with Simpson. Young, though, has bared down very well in these situations. See if Simpson shows bunt in the first inning. He will not. Take a curveball hair low, according to Nick Lentz.
Well, he's got more hits than anybody in baseball in the month of August, 30 of them. He's hitting 400. Everybody plays in, not because he's going to bunt. He's got 51 infield hits.
Craig Alvarez in the Orioles dugout are barking at Nick Lentz right from the get-go.
Jeez, Nick, calm down.
Wow. A very feisty verbal back and forth, just 8 pitches in.
Well, to be able to hear that, you got to have a rabbit ears. And Nick said, hey, I haven't even had time to mess up yet.
Nick decides to restart the pitch clock. That puts this game in a bit of a boiler, just 8 pitches in.
So Simpson, no home runs, 352 with runners in scoring position.
And bunts it foul off of Narvaez.
And this team collectively hits 282 with runners in scoring position. League average is about 251. The Orioles at 248. So it gives you an idea. Like you said, they don't strike out a lot. They make contact. And this guy, talk about pesky.
Simpson, no home runs in his career, but very, very, very hard batter to strike out. As Young misses low with a splitter, he's also a very hard batter to double up. He's only grounded into 5 double plays because of his elite speed.
Well, he knows exactly who he is, and that is, I don't want to put the ball in the air, put it on the ground.
Does put it in the air here, though. Will it stay playable? Christian Encarnacion Strand right up against the netting, makes the catch.
Really nice effort. Well, the key to that play is get to the wall, or the netting in this case, as quickly as you can. A lot of times off the bat, the ball will come back a little bit. As it does, you can see him actually bend the net and able to reach up and get the first out. So they get it out. They also don't advance the runners.
And here is Junior Caminero. Now, he is a double play threat. He's also a double threat and a home run threat. He is one of the best power hitters in the game already at just 23, hitting 35 homers, driving an 81, but he leads the majors with 22 ground ball double plays hit into. And he takes a slider for a strike, 1-1. Caminero was 2 for 4 yesterday, getting a couple of hits against Trevor Rogers on pitches that were really not that close to the strike zone. Young got him twice in the game on Monday. Another breaking ball, and it's 2-1.
Well, he's hit 18 of his home runs, and he's got, as you mentioned, 35 of them on fastballs, 13 on breaking balls, but that's the low average. Wears out heaters. So let's see what happens in a fastball count if he gets a fastball to hit off of Brandon Young.
Fourth most RBIs in the AL.
Yep, see,
he has not seen a fastball.
Yeah.
So Brandon, you read the scouting report.
Yeah, but you still got to throw it open, and that's, you know, what do you do best? Well, what he does best doesn't match up to the way Caminero hits, and that's throw fastballs. Lowest batting average against Brandon Young, the heater, at 218.
And Caminero was geared up for it.
He was just praying it was going to be a heater, and it wasn't. Oh, right on the chalk line of the left-handed hitter's batter's box. Now what?
Will he throw him a fastball? It's been 5 straight breaking balls. He does. It's grounded to shortstop. And the 23rd double play. Caminero's grounded into. First and second, nobody out. No problem for Brandon Young.
Jonathan up.
Here's how the starting 9 lines up for Craig Albernaz today. The Orioles 2 out of the wild card, 62 and 67, 16th in the majors runs per game. Hottest bat on the planet, hottest sledgehammer too. Pete Alonso will DH and bat second today against his good friend Shane McClanahan, having a nice return to form for Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Jackson Holiday takes his first pitch high into shallow right. Johnny DeLuca will find it 1 pitch and 1 out for the 29-year-old McClanahan, and make it his 22nd start of the year.
Yeah, coming off a IL, and as you take a look at his pitching arsenal, once again brought to you by StatCast 3D, presented by Google Cloud. So again, I mean, pitches righties are different and lefties different, but again, his fastball's around 96. And again, the Orioles have never beat him. 7-0 lifetime. So fastballs and sliders to the lefties, fastballs. You just saw a curveball and changeups to the right-handed hitters. Changeup his best pitch at 147. And there it is.
They haven't beat him, but twice this year they have hit him well.
Yeah.
Now, the second start of the year against the O's, 5 1/3 scoreless. The other 2, 5 innings, 4 runs, and then Monday, 3 1/3, 3 runs. And coming off the IL, he was limited to just 57 pitches, missed time with some left mid-back tightness. And he's facing Pete Alonso, having these ridiculous numbers: 7 homers in a career-best 13-game hit streak. It's his bobblehead night, and he's ahead in the count, 3-1. Alonso's up to second in the American League, 5 behind Yordan Alvarez for the RBI lead with 85. He's got 30 home runs. That's 4th most, 6th in slugging percentage. And he belts this ball up the middle. Another sharp base hit for Pete, and the hit streak's at 14.
Boy, does he hook that ball. You know, it's funny when you get into a hitter's count at 3-1, you may not get a fastball, but you can look for it. And he's looking for this one out over the plate. Watch him get the bat on plane. I mean, the right arm hand actually stays underneath the lead hand, and that's why he hits so many balls back up the middle into right field.
A career high hit streak extended as Kobe Mayo stands in batting 3rd tonight. Why not move Kobe up in the order after what he did to McClanahan on Monday night? Faced him twice, homered and doubled, and he is the subject of our Bet365 player prop spotlight. Bet365, where winning is everything, plus 500 to hit a home run.
What was a home run? 468 feet or something like that.
It was. Alonso's on the run, and Mayo lines the ball fair to left. Pete slid in. He gets up late from second, and he will still, dirt-stained jersey and all, make his way to third. So a hit and run with Alonso and Mayo. Not the most likely candidates on the board. It works brilliantly, and it's second and third, 1 out.
Yeah, Mayo gets a changeup to hit and doesn't miss it. But right here, now he's not looking. He doesn't know the ball's been hit. Right here, he's looking around. Then he picks it up. And then gallops.
Joel Bozo simulating it. Tyler O'Neill, shallow left center. How fast can Pete run now? Simpson does not have a good arm, but from shallow left, Buck Britton will hold Alonso.
I am surprised, and Buck's done a great job at third base that he did not send him for what you talked about. Simpson can't throw. You don't get a whole lot of chances when McClanahan's on his game to score. They'll go. Now you assume, I mean, look how bad this throw is. That's one of the things that I think everybody knows. And
it's up to Gunnar Henderson. And Gunnar takes a heater right up at the chin.
What does that fastball get away from Shane? I mean, almost. And then out of the way.
McClanahan tapping his chest as if to say, my mistake.
Yeah. Well, it was.
1-0 to a suddenly very comfortable Gunnar Henderson. Gunner's dad, Alan, is up here. He hasn't been up in Baltimore since the start of the year, though he and some of the Henderson family members have followed him during the year, and I'm sure Alan was more frightened than anybody else for that first pitch. And now a good curveball has McClanahan ahead 1-2.
Yeah, 1 for 9 lifetime. Gunnar Henderson, and you know, against left-handed hitters this year, 131 batting average. And it doesn't matter what he throws. Lefties haven't been able to hit him. Now hopefully that'll change.
Of all his 4 pitches, lefties are hitting the best on the curveball. That's 143, 1 for 7. Everything else is between 120 and 139. Hunter will take upstairs 98, and it's 2-2.
Now we just hope he makes a mistake.
Hunter walked and singled yesterday. Grounded out, struck out against McClanahan on Monday. 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And it's 3-2.
Now it all changes if he ends up walking Gunnar. Gunnar hitting what, 227 against lefties, but 6 of his 20 home runs.
3-2. It's strike 3. Boy, that is a vapor trail at 99. So the Orioles do not score despite putting 2 in scoring position with 1 out. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. And by Amazon. Spend less on your kids for back to school. Orioles get 2 on, but do not score in the first. Rays got 2 on, could not score. So an eventful opening inning. Nothing. As we hit the second in our second game of 3. It was a 5-3 winner yesterday. Well, the Rays got all 3 of their runs in the second last night. Liam Hicks struck out in that second inning, but the Rays catcher Kenny Piper hit a 2-run homer. Hicks is the Rays catcher this evening against the right-hander Brandon Young. And boy, Trevor Rogers was magnificent yesterday. Gave up 3 in the second, but then went 7 innings and only allowed those 3 runs, walking 1 and striking out 6.
Yeah, he's back to kind of where he was last year when he pitched 17 of the maybe the most amazing starts I've ever seen. That's how good he was. He went into the final game of the year with a 1.31 ERA. Ended up at 181. Got roughed up in New York.
Takes a trade deadline acquisition from Miami. They crushed the Orioles this year with the Marlins, going 6 for 12 with 2 homers in the 3-game series. With the Rays 1 for 9 against the O's, he does have 5 walks.
He's got 15 home runs. He doesn't swing at balls. Tough out because of that.
He swings at this strike, buries it to right field, and carves it up onto the flag cord. Liam Hicks slams a two-seamer up and out to right, and the Rays jump on top in the second again.
Well, 4th home run on a sinker. And again, it's a hitter's count. He looks for his pitch, and as like we said, you don't know if you're going to get it, but when you do, because of the 3-1, you can take another pitch. He gets it, and it's 1-0. I mean, good velocity, but pretty much down the middle, and there it goes.
Not a pitch Brandon Young throws a lot to lefties. Not a pitch a ton of right-handed starters throw much to lefties anymore. The opposite-handed sinker. In fact, he throws that less than 5% of the time to lefties, and it hurt him there. Johnny DeLuca will take a slider in the dirt, and it's 2-0.
Well, we saw Chris Bassett used it, but he didn't use it in 3-1 counts. He used it to strike people out when you have 2 strikes and you run it off the inside corner, but to throw it in the middle of the plate, which probably didn't mean to do, very hittable.
DeLuca slams one to short. It's snatched on a hop by Henderson, but his throw pulls Mayo off the bag. That'll be an infield single for Johnny DeLuca.
Yeah, I mean, that ball smacked. And again, Gunnar gets to it, but he runs well. So right here, I mean, imagine now you're on the grass, and the throw just tails a little bit. Kobe at almost 6'5"-ish, able to catch it. Terrific play just to get to the ball.
And DeLuca has elite speed. Legs out an infield hit, and the Rays have the first 2 runners reach base for a second consecutive inning. Home run and an infield single, and now Richie Palacios. Palacios grounds the ball to second. A low pick Holiday, and the Orioles turn their second double play.
Well, that's pretty routine. Well, the way Jackson Holiday, I mean, he just catches it. Terrific backhand toss right there out of the glove. Doesn't get any better than that.
It's what we've heard about from our colleague Brian Roberts, who's been an Orioles guest instructor. The power feed from second, something the O's have worked on a lot with Holiday.
And that's a long power feed. It wasn't like it was up the middle. But if you can make it, it is so much quicker than having to turn your body 180 degrees.
Well, here's Cedric Mullins, always gets a nice hand in his return to Camden Yards.
And he's always dangerous because he's a pull hitter. And once again, you get into that. Seen a lot of hitters counts in the first 2 innings off of Brandon Young.
Mullins pulled down to Alonso. Former teammates with the Mets last year. I beg your pardon, that's Mayo at first. Kobe gets the out. So a home run, nothing more, and we'll go to the bottom of the second, 1-0. Fans, you can stream Acid Plus on iOS and Android mobile devices, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. Don't miss a pitch with a Massive Plus monthly subscription, available still for only $19.99 per month. Go to MassivSports.com, scan the QR code to get yours today. 1-0 Rays. Here's Christian Encarnacion Strand tapping a ball to the catcher Hicks. The third first pitch out of the 4 outs recorded by Shane McClanahan. Hicks wearing that bright red maple leaf on his jersey for Players Weekend, born in Toronto.
He's got a little bit of a hockey look to him.
Yeah.
Stout.
Maybe the Maple Leafs could use him. Gets a high strike pulled in there against Christian Franklin. Franklin had an infield single against McClanahan in his only time facing him Monday. Also stole his second base as an Oriole. You can run on McClanahan even though he's a lefty. Base stealers are 14 for 17. That's a lot of steals against a left-handed starter.
Well, how else are you going to beat him? when he's healthy, well, maybe.
Barrel to center. Christian Franklin will come up short as Cedric Mullins flags him down on the warning track. He has come oh so close to his first home run twice on this homestand. So tough beat for Carey Gilbert, who's our Maryland Lottery VIP contestant of the game. That means Carey from Street has won $2,000 for being selected. 500 more for every Orioles home run and 5,000 for each O's Grand Slam. Hit tonight. Learn how to be the fast play contestant of the game at mdlottery.com/home-run. And here is the first pitch out. Shane McClanahan saying thank you very much. A 5-pitch second inning as he gets Leody Taveras to ground out. Orioles baseball on MASN is brought to you by Archdiocese of Baltimore, the Catholic Church in Baltimore, the region's #1 private provider of social services for anyone who is in need. And by Charm City Circulator. Get to and from every game this season for free with Charm City Circulator's Orange Route. Learn more at charmcitycirc.com. Up on the Coors Light roof deck. Fans enjoying a Saturday night. Rays lead 1-0 as Taylor Walls vaults a ball to shallow left, and it drops into Gunnar Henderson's glove in foul territory for the first out.
Yeah, called it early because it's the best angle. So 1 pitch, 1 out.
Well, we have some food in the booth.
Yeah.
Saturday night food drop-off, and you and I have a little bit of a different look here.
Yeah, well, because we'll get to it in a second.
Okay, Yandy Diaz foul. It's the Boogs dog. Now, Boogs Barbecue changing things up, spicing it up with the Boogs hot dog right there. That's just meat
with beef
on
on
meat.
it. Yeah, I called the big guy, and he told me a lot of families will come, and they don't all want, barbecue beef and things like that. So we said we have hot dogs, and you have one.
Can we show off the Jim's hot dog after this next pitch?
I have a plain one because that's the type of guy I am. It's plain.
Plain spoken.
Yeah.
Never causing a fuss.
But so again, Boog orchestrated this.
Yeah.
He called Annie.
Annie,
who runs.
I see. Okay.
Boogs, and I said, can we just, because I didn't know. Now I regret not getting the one you have.
Well, maybe if you ask nicely, you can have some of the one I have.
Because that's a rather unusual hot dog combination, but if you've ever had Boog's barbecue, it's got to be pretty tasty.
I mean, it's beef and cheese and hot dog, and yours is
what could be
hot
wrong
dog.
with that?
Nothing. But you can have some. I'm still recovering from dinner. 2-2. A little ground ball foul by Yandy Diaz.
Yeah, big night at the Orioles press lounge or so. Meatloaf night.
So I'm going meatloaf, and then when this inning's over, I'm going beef hot dog. And I'm going to have no regrets. 2-2. Diaz takes a fastball low. 3-2 to Yandy with a leadoff single and extending his American League lead in hits. It's 149 for Yandy Diaz. And Diaz lines one just foul wide of first.
Well, he has the ability. If you throw the ball, and the home run that he hit off of Brandon Young was on a 2-strike pitch. He hit it to right center field down in Tampa. But the last, 6 years, just around 50 to 54% of the balls he hits are hit hard. And that's the place you need to get him out. Run the ball in.
Strand will get him out on an 8-pitch battle. Well, the Flock meets Birdland on Saturday, September 5th, when the Orioles host the Boston Red Sox. You know what? That's my fault. I read the wrong promos. Tomorrow, Orioles Rays 20,000 fans get an exclusive Orioles cap presented by DAP. Orioles.com/tickets. And that's why you don't think while you're looking at the beef hot dog.
Yeah.
The Flock will meet Birdland soon. That's a tease of the next promo.
But I have seen you multitask before. I've seen you quadruple task.
It probably hasn't worked out very well.
Well, that's
nice cap tomorrow, though.
Yeah,
I like the
very
cap.
much so. Got a polar bear tonight.
Yes. That'll be a 1:35 first pitch tomorrow. Shane Baz against Nick Martinez, Rays All-Star. Baz, the former Ray. That's check swing foul by Jonathan Aranda, 0-2.
Yeah, Baz coming off one of his best performances, 10 strikeouts against the Yankees, but a loss. And Martinez, who's had a terrific year for the Rays, he struggled at his last outing. Shane Baz, a former Ray. Kyle Snyder, boy, has he done a great job. Long-time pitching coach with the Rays and Kevin Cash. Yeah.
High fastball gets a chase. The first strikeout for Brandon Young ends his first 1-2-3 inning. Birdland Bark at the Park, presented by Dogsters, is coming Thursday, September 3rd, when the Orioles host the Red Sox at 7:15. Our last Bark at the Park of the year. Go to Orioles.com/ticket packages. We will see you there in a couple of weeks.
I'm gonna have to fly Teddy in for that game.
Oh. How would he do on a plane?
Oh, he's all right on a plane.
Yeah.
Just with, well, people and big dogs. That's, you know, a little wire-haired dachshund. He's intimidated.
So like a Saint Bernard might not be his best friend.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
No.
I did meet some lovely people recently who have a Saint Bernard and said they are bringing the Saint Bernard to the next Bark at the Park. And we'll see if we can spot him September 3rd. That's opening the series against the Red Sox. And here's a man who was with the Red Sox, Carlos Narvaez, of course, came over in the Adley Rutschman deal. And so that Thursday should be Adley Rutschman's return to Baltimore. Narvaez came back along with 4 minor leaguers.
Wow.
Almost got drilled by McClanahan there.
Well, he's coming off the IL, and that start down in Tampa Bay. What, he pitched 3 and 2/3 innings, but the velocity a lot better. Reminds me of Ron Guidry, even though he's a little taller than Ron was. He was again 97, and Chris Guidry, most memorable year was 78 when he went 25-3. Great extension, easy windup, nice and smooth. Great slider to go with the fastball, and there it was. Did he swing? Carlos didn't think so. Kind of hoping if he points at the first base umpire, Enrique Moscoso. So, yes. Not a swing last night for Jackson Holliday, but today it is.
Speaking of, here is Jackson. That was a critical moment in the game yesterday. 5th inning. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Freddie Peralta thought he struck out Jackson Holliday. In fact, Jackson Holliday thought he had struck out Jackson Holliday. Jackson tried to check his swing on 2-2. Went over to the first base dugout thinking it was strike 3. It was not called a strikeout. Ended up getting a sacrifice fly. And following that, Pete Alonso hit the go-ahead home run. Holliday pokes one into the gap in left center, and Simpson is there.
Yeah, we got all these numbers, and you know, they told us the last 3 games, the Orioles against left-handed pitching, 1 for 19 with no extra base hits. So now it's their 1 for 22. And again, McClanahan, not your normal lefty. Maybe more so on the road, where he's 2 and 5 this year.
Strike 1 to Pete, who has a single today. Our Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage. Most home runs in first Orioles season. Pete is already tied for 7th on the list with 30. We'll see how high he can climb. Miguel Tejada's next up. It's certainly already been one of the great debut seasons by any Oriole, and Pete has played in every single game. And his 30 home runs mark a milestone. That's 7 consecutive full seasons to begin his career, where Pete has hit 30 or more home runs.
You know, one of 7 guys to do that are active. Do we count Giancarlo active? Because he
technically, here's where his home runs have come, by the way. Nothing up and in, middle, and a lot of the home runs have come on the outside part of the plate. The one yesterday was middle down.
Yeah. But you could see up and in, low and away. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, he is just all over everything right now. You can't get any pitch by this guy these days.
And that's a 1-2 pitch. So Shane McClanahan has like 4 different options, but he throws him a fastball. I don't think he tried to throw in the middle of the plate. That's not a good place to be against Pete Alonso lately. You're not missing him.
106 and 105 off the bat of Pete. 2 hard hit balls, and now Kobe with 2 down.
Well, he gets Mayo to the plate, and that curveball looked like it was a strike, but called high.
Mayo 3 at-bats against Shane McClanahan in the last 6 days. Home run, double-double. And a count to do damage here. The home run on Monday, my goodness, was it impressive. One of the most impressive swings for the Orioles in the last several years. The 4th longest estimated distance on a home run in all of the majors this year, 468, way out there at the Trop.
Ooh, did that young lady catch it on the rebound? She did. What a grab.
It was a 2-1 low heater, 114 off the bat, 468, just demolished, which is exactly what Kobe's been doing against lefties all year, just demolishing them. So he hits 3rd against a left-hander today. Now 4 for 5 against McClanahan in his career. 3 extra base hits. And Kobe belts another one. My goodness. Alonso going for 3rd. Relay to 2nd. Oh, Kobe is safe. How did he get around that? Second and 3rd again on a belter, and then some kind of a belly up flop around the tag of Palacios.
Yeah, it's almost like we know the polar bear is at 3rd, but it's like a polar bear trying to find an ice floe. Really nice slide, and stays on the bag. That's the amazing thing. So Taylor Walls with a throw, but it's a short hop. But Palacios got to try to make sure he catches it. And Kyle Snyder out to have another conference.
That scored as a double again, which means Mayo in the last 6 days is 4 for 4 with a home run and 3 doubles against one of the best pitchers when healthy in the league. I mean, he's treating Shane McClanahan like he's a T. And now T.O. Tyler O'Neill, a first pitch flyout, takes a breaking ball low. And for the 2nd time of the game, he bats with Alonso at 3rd and Mayo at 2nd.
Yeah, McClanahan a little bit below the league average with runners in scoring position at 247. And Tyler, the numbers have gotten better, but real slow start. He's at 220. Once again, remember the league average a little over 250.
1 ball, 1 strike. O'Neill popped up. Shallow right field. DeLuca is going to get there, and the Orioles strand 2 in scoring position for the 2nd time in 3 innings. The 4th inning of Orioles baseball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Buy smart, drive for less, and trade in for more. That's Toyota affordability. Only at your local Toyota dealer. Great scenes here at night in beautiful Baltimore, Maryland. A lot of hits so far. but only a Liam Hicks home run to bring home a run. Brandon Young low to Chandler Simpson, 1-0. Young has scattered most of 3 hits and a walk, got a couple of double plays. The Hicks homer, the only run. He's due up third after Simpson and Junior Caminero. It is Players Weekend across Major League Baseball, and you may have noticed Chandler Simpson wearing a rather appropriate bat here. That is a Simpsons bat, the animated show. And Simpson will line this one to center field with that special bat.
Yeah, like I said, his enemy is the fly ball. And there is the bat. Put it on the ground and run. And like 51 infield hits. Second highest batting average in the American League.
When he hits it in the air, this weekend Kevin Cash just says, "Dope." Ball 1. Thank you. I'll be here till tomorrow.
Yeah. I remember when the Mets were at their best in the mid-'80s. Bill Robinson was the hitting instructor. That ball looks like it may be playable.
Kobe couldn't find it. Yeah, there he's going.
Yeah.
Just messing with him.
But anyway, Wally Backman would be hitting, and every time he hit a ball in the air, Bill would bark at him. Find it, which he does. Oh, there it is.
What a gift. Caminero 0 for 2. Double play foul out. Still not back in the dugout. Where was he going? Be a pitch clock violation. So here's Hicks, who homered on a middle sinker. His third home run against the Orioles this year. He gets a middle fastball and punches it to left. 6-pitch inning for Brandon Young. That's nice. Birdland, the Orioles Charitable Foundation's newest auction, the first ever Orioles Charity Bags auction, is live only until tomorrow night at 10. You can bid around 3 exclusive bags centered around Pete Alonso, Gunnar Henderson, and Samuel Basayo, featuring exclusive game-used gear, Orioles merch, 2026 giveaways, and more. Go to Orioles.com/auction and place your bid today. Who won, Relish?
Relish, I think.
Got to go to the tape. Relish and Mustard one behind catch-up now in the season standings. What a finish it'll be. Here's Gunnar, who swings and misses. There are your hot dog race standings. Probably hard to hit the ball today with that bat. You can't see the bat. The question is, can the bat see the ball? The camo bat on Players Weekend. Players are expressing themselves with all kinds of creative gear, and there's a look at it. What a shame that Ben McDonald's not here to see this. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, I talked to him yesterday morning. He said he is going to be watching tonight. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Hi, Ben. 0-2 from Shane McClanahan, Baltimore-born starter. Anderson to left field. This ball will be.
Wow.
Ruled foul. A ball down the left field line. How about that? Vic Carapazza, the crew chief, looks like he got this one right, to be fair. Orioles will check. Would have been just the 12th hit by a lefty against McClanahan all year.
Yep.
Good call, Vic.
Well, those are the easy calls, and the ones over the foul pole, not so much.
Henderson struck out in the first with 2 on and 2 out. Let's go down to Mel.
Well, Kevin, you guys are looking at this camo bat, if you can see it. He's got 2 of them, though. One in orange, he's got right now, one in red. He said technically they're identical, but superstitiously, one might feel better than the other. So see if the colors change throughout the game from that orange to the red. He said the weight, everything is identical. Now, he also got some camo gloves, but he doesn't kind of like the way that they're sitting right now. He wants them a little more broken in. So he's going to stick with his old gamer until he can get them in a good spot. As I get out of the way.
And your strawberries hopefully do as
They're
well.
on the ground. They're safe.
One of the interesting things about Players Weekend, Mel, you have all these cool bats and cool gear, but some players don't like to use it in a game because it's the first time they're breaking something in.
And actually,
130 games into the year. As he grounds his ball to second, bobbled by Palacios, but he has time.
To your point, Kevin, Christian Encarnacion Strand, who is walking up, got a bat, but he said it's just about a ½ ounce off. He goes between a 33.5 and a 34, and right now he likes his 34 a little more, so his special bat will not be making an appearance this weekend.
All right, well,
the one he has been working pretty
exactly,
well.
Yes.
and that's why he doesn't want to go back to the other option.
22 RBIs in just 27 games. Mel, we look forward to hearing from you again for more Players Weekend fun as the night proceeds. Encarnacion Strand to ground out back to McClanahan.
I would have chosen a camouflage ball. In other words, Ben can relate to this, one that hitters couldn't see.
There was an experiment back at the time with some more brightly colored baseballs back in the day. So
Charlie Finley, owner of the Kansas City Royals and then the Oakland A's. Yeah, he wanted yellow baseballs. You have yellow golf balls. Yeah.
So you would have been pulling a reverse Finley.
I would have gone McDonald on camouflage ball.
True invisible.
Yeah. It's like the remake of It Happens Every Spring with Ray Milland when he had to put a substance on the ball that was allergic to wood.
'97 for McClanahan inside to CES. It's 2-2. Shane's season high pitch count is 90, but pitch count does not appear to be an issue tonight. He's threw 3 1/3 on just 52 pitches, unless the Orioles can grind out some at bats.
Wow.
That's a nasty slider.
That's Ron Guidry. I mean, that's Carlton. That's Lolich. That's all your great lefties in the history of the game. You can throw that back foot slider. You think it's going to be somewhere around the inside corner, and then not even close. Now, you're also throwing 97-ish. You saw, one pitch at 99? And plus, he's pretty good. I mean, he's 42 and 22 lifetime. So it's just a matter of staying healthy.
Missed 2024 Tommy John surgery. It's such a shame because McClanahan had been an all-star back-to-back years. His first 3 years in the big leagues, tremendous years. So he misses 24 and was going to still be the opening day starter in 2025, but suffered a triceps injury and then ended up having some nerve issues. So August 11th, the Rays announced he's going to miss the rest of the year. So he's missed the last 2 seasons. Hence, the Rays have been somewhat limiting his innings and pitches. But here he is pitching with good velocity and good stuff for a first-place team August 22nd. So it's absolutely worked out the way Tampa Bay has handled McClanahan this season. Three 3-0 for Christian Franklin. 4-pitch walk for Christian Franklin.
Well, that's the 6th walk. He hadn't gotten a lot of hits. Still steals some bases, but he does get on base. And in a 1-0 game with good speed, you never ever know. Barris hits one up the gap or down the line, this game's going to be tied. Plus, it gets the pitch count up.
He did steal against McClanahan on Monday, Franklin. Yeah. Shane remembers that.
Well, like you said, what, 14 out of 15 out of
14 out of 17.
Devin, yeah. So that's part of the deal when you have somebody who doesn't hold runners and you have speed, huge lead. So that means he doesn't have a good pickoff move either. And the other thing is when you worry about a guy, and I'm sure Liam Hicks is going to come out and say, hey, wait a minute, 2 outs, let's get the guy at the plate. I don't want you changing your lineup. I don't want you to get behind hitters because you make Tavares a better hitter. So if they're going to steal, they're going to steal. You get the guy out, doesn't matter. It's 3rd out.
That walk was the first for the Orioles. They only had one yesterday. Gunnar Henderson in the first, but they extend the longest active streak in the majors, 121 straight games with a walk. Second place is the Brewers at 41 straight coming into today. And once again, the Orioles have walked in every game but one this season. 129 out of 130. 1-1 for Leote. Maybe trying to inside out. The whole right side of the infield is open.
Yeah, well, it always is. When a right-handed batter, when's the last time we've seen them actually take the second baseman from behind second base? I mean, look, you can put an 18-wheeler in there, maybe two of them.
That was the Lombard hole against the Yankees. Yeah. Lombard hit twice. And strike three. Slider snuck in there. 2 strikeouts for McClanahan. It's a good pitcher's duel through 4. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Papa John's, helping you save big with their Papa Pairings menu. Order 2 or more items for only $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Quietly, Brandon Young has retired the last 8 Tampa Bay Rays, starting with a ground ball double play. So he has 9 outs in the last 8 Rays. Monday, 4 innings, 4 runs, 3 homers. Today, 4 innings, 1 run, 1 homer. What, Jim Palmer, in your view, has he done to settle into this game?
To really do what he does best, which is use his fastball. Now he's got all the pitches. You know, he's got the slider. We just saw it. We were able to get Caminero to hit into a double play on that pitch. But I go back. I mean, I watched the game at Tampa. Didn't do it. You were doing it with Ben McDonald, or actually Ben Wagner was doing it with Brian Roberts. He just got balls in the middle of the plate. And also, you know, when Diaz hits a home run to the opposite field, you just tip your hat and you go, you know what? And I was listening to the telecast. Brian Anderson also did it in the highlight, who does the television for him, a left-handed pitcher. He said he's got pull power to the opposite field. So it was good hitting. And that's what the Rays do. They make a lot of contact. Not on that pitch. You know, say goodnight, go back, hit the glove. It's what the low and slider does. You don't pick the spin up. And he's 6'6". And again, you throw enough fastballs, and the slider, the good one, looks the same until it makes a left turn at home plate.
DeLuca could have had an extra barrel on his bat. Still might have missed that second strikeout for BY tonight.
Well, I was praying Ryan Vilade didn't play. He had a home run.
Yes. As did Jorge Mateo, who's also not in the lineup today.
That was one of the worst pitches that Brandon Young, and will tell you, that I ever threw. 2-strike hanging slider that he belted. It's just one of those mistakes.
Richie Palacios bounced into a double play his first time. 4.63.
He doesn't do a lot of that because he's got good speed. Let's see, knee sprain in 24, finger fracture, missed most of the, and a right knee sprain. Ooh, nice pitch. I was reading an article on Richie, and apparently his uncle Ian Youngs, Y-O-N-U-G-E, said, son, the rent is due every day. That's the way you need to play your baseball. No matter what you did yesterday.
I'm watching Palacios. It seems like it mostly took, but here he is frozen.
Yeah, well, there's no four-seamer, or excuse me, no two-seamer. That's just a good fastball, which what Brandon Young does 40% of the time, right on the inside corner. And Palacios says, nope, it's inside. Nope, it wasn't.
Out for Cedric. And the first pitch splitter strike. Not a pitch Brandon Young throws a lot in the strike zone. So he's been ahead of 4 straight hitters now. He's retired 10 Rays in a row. Mullins grounded out to first. 6 for 32 against his old team this year, Cedric Mullins.
Yeah, there's, boy, is that a good, he's got a really good curveball. Doesn't throw it a lot. Only about 12% of the time. And again, when you're 6'6", you're throwing a ball out of a window of a release point that you don't see a whole lot.
Usage mostly in line with the season numbers as Mullins hits one, just foul.
The ever dangerous Cedric Mullins because of the home run power. First 30-30 guy in the history of the Orioles.
Having a tough year at the plate. 207, 638 OPS, but once again been a great defender in center field. 18 steals.
Well, Tampa Bay, now that they're back at the Trop, big outfield, can go get him with the best. If it's in the ballpark, he's got a good chance. Made a great play in the 4-game series in left center against the Orioles the last time. But if it stays in the park, he's usually going to catch it. And then sometimes over the fence.
Made a great play backing up Tyler Wells, too. Felt like we were in bizarro world there. Wells, Mullins, Jorge Mateo, Brian Baker, all with Tampa Bay. 2-2. He takes a curveball and runs the count full against Young. 0-2 to 3-2.
There's the big guy. I made sure I got to see him today.
Sprayed wide, and Young issues his second walk. Mullins down 0-2. Will work his way on base. All right, now the flock meets Birdland. Saturday, September 5th, when the O's take on the Red Sox. 15,000 fans get a Zay Flowers Orioles jersey. Very cool crossover. It's presented by Autumn Lake Healthcare. Go to Orioles.com/tickets. Ravens played a preseason game today.
How'd they do against the Vikings?
They beat them 13-3.
So let's see. They dominated the Eagles, and I know that's not the regular players defensively, and then again the Vikings.
5 sacks against Minnesota. So the Ravens have allowed just 10 points in their first 2 preseason games under new head coach Jesse Minter.
Let's see, Cedric with 18 steals, been caught 8 times. You would think, because Walls also can steal bases, he's got 19 of them, 19 out of 22. Like Kevin Cash wouldn't mind having Walls lead off if Cedric gets thrown out.
Kobe Mayo holding his former teammate on, rocking the stirrups. All the Oriole position players besides Narvaez tonight. Imagine folks have been noticing that, the old school orange, white, and black stirrup look here on Players Weekend. Seems just like it was a, pardon the pun, spur of the moment decision. We found out from Melanie, this is really going to surprise you, that Pete Alonso bought them all.
Really?
Can you believe that?
Well, we used to wear them. You wear white sanitaries, and but ours weren't striped. They were solid orange.
I hope the Orioles win because I like the look, but you know how baseball players are. One of them yourself. If the Orioles lose, probably never see these stirrups again. But it is a fun old school look for this evening. 2-2 for Walls. He fouled out to short his first time. Mullins is running. Narvaez is throwing. And Henderson is tagging. Cedric Mullins caught stealing at Camden Yards. And this time, the Oriole crowd likes it.
Did he get him by a shoe? Throw up the line. Did he get him somewhere in the rib cage?
Cedric Mullins caught stealing Now for the 9th time in 27 tries, Carlos Narvaez had only been 7 for 42 throwing out runners this year, but he and Gunnar Henderson connect to cut down Mullins. That ended the top of the 5th, and Narvaez will try to snap an 0 for 18 as he leads off in the bottom.
Yeah, well, he came in, what, 3 for 35. You know, last year, of course, that was his first year in the big leagues. 15 home runs, 8 on fastballs, 7 on breaking balls. So the league has adjusted. Does tell you has a little bit of power.
Just fouled by Narvaez. Will be followed by Holiday and Alonso. Well pitched game so far. Shane McClanahan, 4 strikeouts, a walk. Pete Alonso and Kobe Mayo are 4 for 4. The rest of the Orioles are hitless. They are a combined 0 for 12 with a walk. That walk coming from Christian Franklin. The Mayo second hit, by the way, was changed to a single, with Kobe advancing to second on the throw.
So the velocity, and as we mentioned, second time back from having back tightness, has dropped a little bit.
2-1 to Narvaez.
Well, but tricked him. Little slider and a fastball count. Like you said, I think there's somebody up in the bullpen already. Yeah, they're not going to let the pitch count get very high for Shane McClanahan.
Off the end of the bat, Narvaez in swing mode pokes away a changeup. The Rays do get their bullpen going with McClanahan just starting the 5th. And a name we know well. A name we know well. Tyler looking to pitch at Camden Yards as an opponent for the first time. 2-2 to Narvaez. That's fouled away also. Both bullpens had nice nights yesterday. For the Orioles, Andrew Kittredge the 8th, Rico Garcia the 9th. For the Rays, Garrett Clevenger the 8th, Freddie Peralta and Trevor Rogers each went 7. So the bullpens are in great shape this evening. Looks like Andrew just woke up. Strike 3 went to the high heater, and McClanahan has punched out 5. So 5 strikeouts to 1 walk for McClanahan. 3rd time through the order, though, he can look a lot more human.
Yes. Well, it goes to 300, and that's why they've gone to the bullpen. Now he's been so efficient. He's gone what? I mean, he's haven't faced a whole lot of over the minimum. And the other thing is, again, as we mentioned, coming in 1 for 19 off of left-handed pitching, and that number's gone up. But in a 1-0 game, boy, I've been in those kind of situations. It doesn't take much to have that lead disappear.
Strike to Jackson Holiday. The lefties, Holiday and Henderson, 0 for 4. Lefties are now 11 out of 88 against McClanahan this year. That's a 125 average, the second best left average against lefties in baseball, only behind Jacob Mizorowski.
Who's right-handed?
Yes.
I
almost said left on left. And
yeah, I know you know that.
He can probably only throw 93 left-handed, Jacob Mizorowski. Time for tonight's Cold Hard Facts, and they are presented by Coors Light. Pete Alonso's been hitting some cold hard homers, not just in recent weeks, but in recent years. Alonso 2 for 2 today with a couple of sharp singles against McClanahan. Top 9 in the AL, RBIs, homers, slugging, hits, extra base hits.
Well, watch him take batting practice today, and everything up the middle or right field. And that's why he has the ability to stay inside the ball with the best of them.
Little ground ball to shortstop, and Alonso is retired. AL RBI leader since June 1st, but he's retired for the first time today. Don't forget to stream Massive Plus on iOS and Android mobile devices, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. Massive Plus monthly subscriptions, only $19.99 per month as we head toward the final month of the year. Scan the QR code or go to MassiveSports.com to get yours today. Sixth inning, it's been a 1-0 game since the second. It remains that way as Brandon Young restarts the battle with Taylor Walls. Walls was in a full count when Cedric Mullins was caught stealing to end the fifth. Walls, Yandy Diaz, and Jonathan Aranda. And as a curveball is called a strike. Not sure that ever came back over the plate. Here's the line for Young tonight, who allowed 3 hits to the first 6 batters he faced. And retired 10 straight, walked Mullins, but got an out on the caught stealing. He is about to enter the Rays order for a 3rd time. Pitching much better than he did against Tampa Bay Monday.
Well, 3 home runs down there. Only the 3-1 fastball for the solo here. Boy, what a pickup Liam Hicks, who hit the home run, is for Tampa Bay. Gave up 3 prospects to get him from Miami.
Don't want to walk the 9-hitter Taylor Walls here. And he challenges him.
Yeah, only 2 home runs, 1 right-handed, 1 left-handed as a switch hitter.
And in fact, they came in the same game a couple of weeks ago in Sacramento, part of a 9-0 West Coast road trip for the Rays. They've only won 2 games since then. Inside, that's a leadoff walk.
Yeah, not a good idea, because he can run, as we mentioned. Already 19 steals, only been caught 3 times. And then you have a guy that, like we said, Yandy Diaz, who's 3rd in batting average, who can handle the bat. He can hit the ball to right field, as we mentioned, as hard as he can pull it.
Well, August 22nd, you're right in the dog days of summer. You know, you're in the final 33 games to go in the year, so players are going to push ahead, but everybody's grinding now. Everybody's a little banged up. Everybody's a little bruised. And Young admitted last start he was dealing with some finger pain. Now he said it's not a big deal. I talked to him a couple of days ago. He said it really isn't. Just everybody's dealing with a little something this year, this time of year. One of the things Brandon Young is dealing with, just a higher inning count. Remember, this guy was an undrafted free agent in 2020. Diaz, ground ball shot through the right side. That is what he does. Walls will go to 3rd, running on O'Neill. The throw is there. An absolute firecracker.
Wow, big mistake right there. Boy, what an arm. Well, I told you about Diaz being able to hit the ball to right field, and that's exactly what he does. But I mean, again, no hesitation, the flip, the forward flip, and not even close. 2-time Gold Glover with the Cardinals. And gets the front shoulder before the hand gets in there. Boy, what a big play that is in a 1-0 game.
Tyler O'Neill's 7th outfield assist of the year. Leading the Orioles. Would be tied for 9th in baseball.
And the only way he does is to get rid of the ball as quickly as he did. And then, of course, have a great arm strength.
0-2 on Aranda.
So, I mean, he's going to catch it and throw it. Catch. Short hop. Bullet. And a nice tag.
Nearly 90 miles per hour from shallow right. Would have been 1st and 3rd, nobody out. If he didn't go, would have been 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Instead, 1-on-1 out. It's 0-2 as Aranda punches a ball to left. Franklin got a very good jump and makes it look easy.
Yeah, who's the kid Benj for the Mets?
Carson Benj.
What, a couple of assists in 1 inning. One was 103 or 104 miles per hour.
Yeah, that was against San Diego. He's got 9 assists already, Benz. The major league leader is Andy Paez with 13, and then Wilyer Abreu behind him with 12.
Did you see where Paez got hit in the hand and has a broken left hand now? Very much like Blaze Alexander. Hopes to be back in September at some time. It's a big loss for the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah. Simpson tapper. It gets by Young. Holiday's get a hurry. He has no chance.
Yep.
That's the speed of Chandler Simpson.
Well, 50 now, 52 infield hits. Yeah, I look at this kid and I'm thinking, how about our former #1 draft choice, Enrique Bradfield Jr.? Good guy to look at. A little more power than Simpson, but maybe that's going to be his game. Great defender. A lot better defender than Simpson.
Yeah. So, one of the metrics we sprinkled in throughout the last few years is sprint speed. See Josh Walker warming up. Just a number to know: if you run the bases at 30 feet per second, that is considered a lead. We don't need to break that down in miles per hour, but that's a reasonable number, right? 30 makes sense. Simpson right there, 31.2. I mean, an inspiration of his is Usain Bolt. And not a lot of baseball players might say that, but he gets out of the box low like a sprinter and just carries his way through the tape at first. Now it's a 13-game hit streak for Chandler Simpson. And it brings up Junior Caminero in a big spot in this game again. Caminero's bat breaks, but he punches the ball through to center. Diaz is coming home, and Taveras' throw will be cut off. An RBI single, Junior Caminero, 4th in the American League in RBIs. He knocks in his 82nd, and he doubles the Tampa Bay lead.
Well, they pitch to his strength. Like we said, I mean, he's a great fastball hitter. 18 home runs on the fastball, 322, and once again on the label, but he gets something straight and hits it hard enough. I mean, you can see the strength. 45 home runs last year, 35 this year, and this is, I mean, Brandon Young's going to leave only because of the scoreboard. Pitches is about as good as you really want him. Good enough to win with some run support. Well, the Rays up at 2-0, and now our Jiffy Lube pitching change. Of course, brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Want a fast, easy oil change plus free top offs and vacuuming? Jiffy does it. So Josh Walker, a little bit of rest. What, it pitched in 4 out of 5 games. Came in on Monday night and gave up a 2-run single to Trent Grissom. Again, 6'6" lefty. Run around a little bit.
And even up 2-0, the Rays are going to keep their foot on the gas. So pinch hit Ryan Valade for the catcher Liam Hicks. And Valade will take upstairs. Tampa Bay does have 2 catchers on the bench, so they'll burn half their bench here. Valade now, and they'll bring in one of those catchers, Nick Fortes or Kenny Piper, in the bottom of the inning.
You know, the luxury of having 3 catchers, and Valade's got some power, as we mentioned, hit a home run and got the start against Brandon Young down in Tampa.
And he can hit lefties. That's really why the Rays picked him up for by far the best showing of his big league life. Also sensational runner at scoring position hitter, slugging .621, hitting .293 in these spots. He misses the slider there. And why do you pitch hit Ryan Valade? That's why, because of the damage he does against lefties.
Well, that's what good teams do. You know, if you have lefties that can't hit lefties and you have righties and righties, you kind of match them up. And for Kevin Cash, this is the perfect opportunity to do that.
Rays are so good in these spots. There's Walker.
Well, again, I mean, 282.
Steps off.
282, and they've been struggling a little bit scoring runs, but so that number was even higher. And that's 30 points over the league average for runners in scoring position. And there's the changeup. I mean, Josh Walker, 92 to 93, 6'6", great extension, almost 7 feet, so maybe the perceived velocity a little higher. Best pitch is probably his slider, especially to lefties. I think this would be a changeup count. A little slider, something other than a fastball.
Blades hit some huge home runs against the Orioles this season. He's 10 for 21. 4 extra base hits, 7 RBIs. Runners will go. Simpson and Caminero. And the pitch is fouled away. He went to the fastball hot.
Well, you can see he's got one of those swings where he really stays on top of the ball, so he's able to backspin it. That's what he did against Brandon Young in Tampa. And hit it to what, almost straightaway center field.
It's pretty amazing. 67% fastballs he sees Vallee. Tells you what the league thinks of him. Because you mentioned the changeups. The off-speed pitches, Vallee is 12 for 24. 8 singles, 3 homers. Fastballs 250, breaking balls 191. But 67% fastballs this day and age, that never happens. 3-2. And he gets a slider and he golfs it foul.
Of course, unless you're Garrett Cole, pitching the way he did. Yeah. What he 23 of the first 24 hitters strike one.
Yep. And almost all of those fastballs. 8 pitch to Vallee. First and second, 2-0 Tampa in the 6th. Struck him out on a high fastball. Walker strands a pair. Rays get one, but a good job by Walker to limit them to only 1. Time for today's Nissan Pitchcast at Kobe Mayo. 2 blisters off of Shane McClanahan.
And that's a pretty good pitch right there. And he still hits it. And then the slide, about as good as it gets. So Tyler Wells is going to come in. And the Orioles, a couple of home runs, gave up 3 runs, most he's given up since earlier in the season when he was an Oriole. Gun 6'8" righty, he's not a hard thrower. 92 every once in a while, 94. Really good changeup, especially to lefties, slider, cutter. I can't remember the last time he threw a curveball. The 2 home runs were not hit particularly hard, but they did leave the ballpark.
Kobe's going to stay in right on right in the middle of this 2-for-2 game. The Orioles do have Beavers, Cowser, and Basayo on the bench today. Rays have also brought in Kenny Piper to catch, replacing Ryan Vallee, who pinch hit for Hicks. So Tyler Wells facing the Orioles in Camden Yards for the first time. He pitched against him twice over the weekend at the Trop. The first one was successful. He threw a scoreless 6th inning, working around a leadoff Jackson Holiday single. He got Kobe Mayo to ground into a double play in that inning, 5-4-3. And the next hitter, Tyler O'Neill, flat out to center. Piper right in the game will challenge.
Yeah,
First challenge today.
That's his favorite pitch to righties, the little cutter.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Let's see if this is strike 2. And it is.
Call is overturned. Count 1-2.
Not, by a smidgen.
Nick Lentz is having a good night. It's the first time he's been challenged.
Just don't want to yell at him.
Right. Thankfully, he's been having a good night. Nobody's had to yell since the first. 2 strikes on Kobe.
Yeah.
Down he goes. Wells gets the strikeout.
Cutter, 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 cutter. Just enough movement. You think you're going to hit it. Again, he's 6'8". Not great extension. He's very average as far as how far he gets down the rubber. But right here, just up and away. A little Denny McLain. who won the last 30-game winner. Throw that little slider up and away all day long.
So Tyler to Tyler here. Wells to O'Neill. And for Tyler Wells, his first 6 years in 142 big league games, 50 starts, 92 in relief, all as an Oriole. This is his 7th game with Tampa Bay. Still settling in. I had a great conversation with Tyler today. Talked for a long time outside the Rays clubhouse. He said, I hope folks know how much Baltimore meant to me. This is where I met my wife. This is where so much of my wife's family is from, this area. This is where my career started. He was on the mound when the Orioles clinched the AL East in 2023. I mean, so much of Tyler Wells' life, including the birth of his first child, has happened as a Baltimore Oriole.
Yeah, he said he really misses that part. He said they've been terrific down there. I mean, you go to a first place team. I said, have they made any changes? He said, no. They'll let me know if I need to make any. Once again, another cutter. Become his favorite pitch.
He did have to pick up today, by the way. He had a lot of items in the Orioles coffee station in the clubhouse, so he had to go pick up the remaining pieces of that.
What you thought
today.
Joe DiMaggio was Mr. Coffee? In an Oriole uniform, it's Tyler Wells.
Let's see how amped up he is for this 3-2 on O'Neill. 0 for 2 tonight. And another fly ball from Tyler O'Neill. Palacios gives way to DeLuca. Well, the last outing for Wells against the Orioles, he gave up 3 hits, 3 earned, 2 homers in the 5th inning Monday. Pete Alonso and Christian Encarnacion Strand had the home runs, and Gunnar Henderson had the other hit with a single to center. And Gunnar will try to take out his old friend here.
Well, he gets lefties out better than righties because of the changeup. And there it is. Came up with that pitch his first year as a Rule 5 guy. The Orioles came up with a changeup about 3 months into the season, and it really changed everything. Threw harder back then, but it didn't have that pitch.
Henderson smacks one. He's got another base hit to center against Wells. And that'll bring Encarnacion Strand to the plate as the tying run.
Well, you mentioned the home runs. One of them was Alonso to right field. And there it is. That's not a bad pitch. It's just the polar bear gets you. Kind of make you shake your hand. And this one, this fastball to CES. And it is high. And I'm going to do John Sterling. Wasn't that far, but it got out of there.
It was awfully high. It was one of the highest launched home runs, in fact, in the big leagues all year. A couple of former Twins minor leaguers here, though. Encarnacion Strand was drafted in 2021, the year that Wells came to the Orioles in the Rule 5 draft. Christian launches another high fly. This is to shallow left, and Simpson will catch up with it. Similar launch angle, not a similar distance, and Wells is scoreless 6th. Josh Walker got a big strikeout to end the top of the 6th inning. Pitching on 3 days rest, he'll return for the 7th. Our Xfinity Power Connections. Josh Walker, its last 7 games, 5 2/3 scoreless, with a 158 average against, a cool 3 for 19. 31-year-old who was the 1,117th pick in the draft of 2017, has a 2.70 ERA in 16 games this year. What a pleasant surprise he's been. His first 3 big league years between the Mets and Toronto. 27 games, bouncing up and down and up and down and up and down, an ERA of 6.59. This was certainly not a player you could have counted on coming into the year to be a big contributor, but he's turned into one.
Yeah, the only thing he's got to do a little bit better, and it's sometimes hard to do, is the inherited runners. That was on Monday night. He got Trent Grisham into a 2-2 count and threw him a fastball when his best pitch is a slider. And Grisham, who had a great homered and drove in the other 2 runs, drove in all 3 runs. And there's Alex Hoppe. Chance to meet him today. Boy, what an arm that kid's got.
DeLuca, then a couple of lefties against Walker here, Palacios and Mullins. As Josh misses inside ball 3. One thing Josh has done very well, keep the ball off the barrel. He's only allowed what would be considered 2 barrel balls this year. A lot of fly balls allowed, but they're not usually very well hit fly balls. DeLuca checked that swing and got that ball off the knob of the bat, so it's strike 2.
Well, if we had a telestrator and we went to the miles per hour, we'd go, oh, it's only 91, 92. But when you're down the rubber at 7 feet, league average is 6. You're on top of the hitter. And he is 6'6", and looks like he hides the ball pretty well.
A mile-high pop. Will it stay in the field of play? Yes. DeLuca 1 for 3. Orioles fans celebrate First Responders Night presented by SeatGeek Tuesday, September 8th, and the Orioles take on the Cleveland Guardians. Get a special ticket package to receive a game ticket and a limited edition O's First Responders cap. Get tickets now at Orioles.com/ticket packages. That's a fashion statement right there.
They're on fire.
He might need a first responder for his head.
Well, speaking of mile high, that's what you said the Papa was. You next road trip, Orioles, St. Louis, Sacramento. You'll enjoy that. And then
in Colorado.
And
the way you said you'll enjoy that about Sacramento, I just find interesting.
Well, you didn't go.
You'll enjoy that. I'm looking forward to the city. I really am.
No, the hotel's great. I mean, it's a minor league ballpark, and they're biding time till they go to Las Vegas, and ball flies. Great hitter's park. I mean, I think the ball that Colton Cowser hit last year to right center field is still going. Last we saw it was disappeared over the trees in right center. There's a big golden, what's the Golden Bridge that goes back across the river, and the ball, when we last saw it, it was over the bridge.
Reports of shooting stars throughout the nation ever since Colton's blast last summer. I mean, we mentioned this. Taylor Walls has 2 home runs this year. They were in the same game in Sacramento. That's the kind of ballpark it is. Garrett Clevenger is up for Tampa Bay. Franklin a righty, Taveras a switch hitter, Narvaez a righty coming up, but he would also keep away Beavers, Cowser, and Messiah. Mullins drives one the other way, and Leote got a good jump and will drop the ball. And Mullins is into second.
Well, it's probably going to be an error because he got to it so quickly. Boy, he can run. But you get on the warning track. I don't see Cedric drive balls like this to the opposite field. So right there, I mean, should have caught it. Maybe kind of worried about the wall off the glove. And that's going to bring out Craig Alvarez to make a pitching change.
Normally a ball like that gets an extra base hit, but the way he slowed down, I'm with you, probably an error.
Yeah.
We'll see what it is after Alex Hoppe comes in.
Well, only because he'd be the first guy to tell you I should have caught it.
No.
They got there.
So it'll be Hoppe for Walls and a 2-0 game. Tonight's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Alex Hoppe comes in, throws a pitch, and gets it out. Nice work if you can get it. To the stretch we go. Swing and a miss. Tyler Wells' cutter begins the bottom of the 7th against Christian Franklin. 2-0 Tampa Bay. Kevin Brown and Jim Palmer with Melanie Newman and our wonderful Masson crew on a Saturday night. O's looking for a series win. They need to come back with 9 outs left against a Rays bullpen that ranks 17th in the majors in ERA. Wells with an 0-1. It's a strike called. Franklin not interested in challenging yet in his young big league career.
Well, again, if you're Tyler Wells, you got a young hitter, not a lot of experience, and you saw him walk the last time because he'll do that. So again, throw him strikes. He's able to do that. Nice take there. That ball right around the outside corner.
Garrett Clevenger, the lefty's ready to go. He may be next in for Leody Taveras. One more batter at least for Wells. Franklin, ground ball to Taylor Walls. Hitting at a third, scoreless for Tyler Wells.
Well, the good news about trailing 2-0, if there is any, is that you get a guy on. The time run comes to the plate. One of those kind of games.
Beautiful night to be in Camden Yards out on Utah Street, the Corona Flag Court. Nice to see Leody Taveras send a souvenir there. Wells will stay in here. If you're wondering why not pinch hit Dylan Beavers, Colton Cowser for Christian Franklin, it's because of what you said last inning. We know how good Tyler Wells is against lefties. We know how much of an equalizer that changeup is.
Yep.
So Craig Albarnaz is saving his big left-handed bats. Taveras punches one to right center field. DeLuca gallops into the gap and retires. Well, the series finale tomorrow, either a chance for an Orioles sweep or it'll be a rubber game. It's 1 o'clock tomorrow. Our O's Extra pregame coverage begins, presented by Bet365. The first pitch scheduled for 1:35. It'll be thrown by Shane Baz. The Rays will start All-Star Nick Martinez on the other side.
Yeah, the master of changing speeds. And then Bob's coming off one of his, with a loss, but one of his best games he pitched all year long against the Yankees.
So here's Narvaez, who is 0 for his last 19 now. And just 3 for 40 as an Oriole, 2 walks. Get on, you give Holiday a chance to tie it. A pop-up foul. Piper. Oh, he made the catch right up against the brick. Scraped the chest protector to end a 1-2-3 7th for Tyler Wells.
I got a little Caleb Joseph look to him.
He does. Monday night, join us on Masson at 8 o'clock for our monthly Orioles Farm Report. A deep dive into Baltimore's minor league system. Catch exclusive interviews with top prospects and insights from minor league experts around the game with our own Brett Mortensen and Annie Clapp back here Monday night at 8 on Masson. Certainly looks a lot differently, the Orioles Farm Report, than the last one did, with the additions of Anthony Ianson, Kyson Witherspoon into the system, among others. Did you see what Witherspoon did, by the way, yesterday? First of all, Alex Hoppe gets Yandy Diaz.
Who I asked Brian Anderson, who does TV, I said, Diaz doesn't, little Edwin Encarnacion, he doesn't run balls out. He goes, well, it's body management. It's the new term they use.
It's working.
Yeah.
He's managed the most hits in baseball this year.
So you see, you know, you got to, well, what you got to know when to, what did
know when to hold him?
Kenny Rogers used to
know when to fold him.
Well, I think Diaz, that's how he runs.
Kenny Rogers would have said, if he was watching Yandy Diaz, know when to walk to first, know when to run.
Yeah.
Modified the lyrics. Here's Aranda.
All about body maintenance. Just remember that, Kevin.
In the NBA, it's load management. So
yeah.
I guess we're evolving that. Anyway, I was talking about Kyson Witherspoon. I just want to mention 5 hitless innings for Frederick yesterday. 8 strikeouts, 3 walks. The first rounder from the Red Sox a year ago came over with Ianson and 2 other prospects in the Hadley Rutschman trade.
A couple of outfielders, I believe. And
yes. Harold Rivas, who is the player to be named later, and Endy Azakar. Endy is having a tremendous start to his Oriole career.
I talked to my longtime former Oriole, now Philadelphia, Philly scout Dean Albany. He said the outfielder got a chance to be a really good player, and I think he was talking about Azakar.
Yeah. Azakar is hitting .344, 1,027 OPS in Frederick, as Hoppy gets a pop out. Hoppy, of course, acquired in a trade for Taylor Ward, one of 3 pitchers, and Hoppy has gotten off to a very nice start to his Orioles career.
Well, you know, I got a chance to meet him today, and I mean, you get a guy that throws 99 to 101, you know, a little bit of a slider. I said, have you ever thrown a split? He said, well, I have a Vulcan changeup. That's going to be the off-season program. Maybe even some kind of a split-fingered fastball. Could you imagine throwing 99 to 101 with great 2-seam or 4-seam, and then all of a sudden something that drops? We saw it with the Yankees.
Chandler Simpson to a leaping gunner Henderson. Hoppy now with another scoreless Oriole outing.
Yeah. Thank you to Gunnar Henderson. So this is what Simpson does. Put the bat on the ball.
Liam Hicks' 2nd inning solo home run. Junior Camanero's 6th inning RBI single, the only run-producing moments of the night. Shea McClanahan went 5 scoreless. Tyler Wells 2 scoreless, and now Kevin Kelly having a spectacular year takes over for Tampa Bay in the 8th.
Yeah, sinker baller. I mean, he's obviously got more pitches than that, but throws a lot of ground balls. So, yep, last 15 games, scoreless.
He'll face Jackson Holliday to begin the inning, and Holliday grounds the ball through the box. He's got a leadoff hit. Lefties against Kevin Kelly, 242. Not great, but it's a big jump from the righties. Holliday, the one lefty guaranteed to face him, takes advantage with a knock.
Well, didn't Dylan Beavers get a 2-run single off of Kelly on a low fastball? Very much like that. So again, if you are a sinker baller, you're looking down. That's exactly what Jackson Holliday gets. But now all of a sudden tying run to the plate.
And that tying run is Pete Alonso. An interesting thing happened in that 7th inning. Because Wells got all 3 outs, the Rays didn't have to bring in Garrett Clevenger for Holliday. That meant they had to start the inning against Holliday, and you can't bring in Clevenger here because then you have to face Alonso and Mayo. You don't want a lefty to do that, especially Mayo. So in a weird way, a 1-2-3 inning may have hurt Tampa Bay. We'll get back to that in a second. Our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts, Pete Alonso since June 21st. 36 RBIs, only Junior Caminero, who's got 1 tonight, has more. Fouled away. Now Kelly may still get the outs, but let's say a base runner gets on against Wells. Clevenger comes in if he gets Holliday. Then Kelly would have right due up. Of course, the Orioles have pinch hitters, but Holliday would have taken this matchup, and he won the matchup. Alonso, though, gets taken out by a rising fastball from the sidearming Kelly, and Pete strikes out.
Yeah, even though you're kind of a slinger, you can ride the ball up with the zone. And this, you could see him trying to match the barrel to the ball. Couldn't do it. Count had a lot to do with it. 0-2. So here's what you talked about. You know, the irony is Clevenger gets righties out better than lefties by almost 100 points. So you had a lot of options. And Kyle Snyder out. There is Garrett Clevenger.
Now Kelly's got to face Basayo here. And then you have the chess match of, does Craig Albertaz pinch hit for Tyler O'Neill with Beavers knowing the Rays would get to Clevenger? That's all assuming the Rays don't get a double play.
And Beavers has hit home runs in 3 great games, and as we said, lefties hit Clevenger better than righties. There's so many sliders.
Well, here's Basayo. 0 for 3 yesterday. He did catch a runner stealing from behind the plate. Just 1 for 10 off of the injured list. Tying run at the plate, 1 out in the 8th. And it's inside, yanked by Kelly with a changeup. Mayo is 2 for 3. Dylan Beavers has emerged now. Tyler O'Neill came on deck. He's been pulled back.
Yeah, I mean, either way, first of all, you want Beavers up there if you can get up there, and not that he sees a lot of lefties, but Clevenger doesn't get lefties out that well, even though he's left-handed.
2-0. Basayo, high and deep drive to center. Mullins at the wall. We're tied. Wham, bam. Welcome back, Sam. That's why they wanted him back here so quickly. That's why only 2 rehab games were sufficient for Samuel Basayo, because that bat will play.
Well, how bad will travel? I'll tell you that. And that ball traveled. They call it what? Home runs, the big fly? Well, he can hit the big fly, and he just did.
Yet another pinch hit. Orioles home run. It's one of the stories of the season. The Orioles' 6th pinch hit homer and their major league leading 32nd and 33rd pinch hit RBIs.
And Kelly, I mean, body language tells you everything. Gets righties out a lot better than lefties. Home runs are equal. And there it is. 2-seamer runs back in the middle of the plate, very much like the pitch Brandon Young threw to Liam Hicks.
O'Neill flicks one out to deep left, but Simpson's there. And O'Neill flies out for the 4th time tonight. Kevin Cash is going to go get Garrett Clevenger now. Kevin Kelly, who's been sensational this year, tied for 3rd in the majors with 25 holds, cannot hold the lead tonight. Samuel Basayo off the bench. Make sure of that. A 2-2 game as the Orioles search for a series win. We'll be back.
Well, Garrett Clevenger is going to come in. As we mentioned, lefties are over 300, righties in the low 200s. So this is not exact. I mean, Henderson's going to come to the plate. He's 4 for 7 lifetime off of Garrett Clevenger. But I don't think that Kevin Cash wanted to see Kevin Kelly, who already threw the home run to Basayo, face the left-hander Henderson. So lefty versus lefty.
And just this season, he's 2 for 3 with a double against Clevenger. Well, here we go. 2-2 game, bottom 8. Clevenger, the 3rd Rays reliever, sticks in a strike. Kelly, 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 2 earned, and a strikeout. Samuel Basayo has tied it with the Orioles' 6th pinch hit home run of the season. 0-1 to Gunnar, who's got a base hit. High pop up, shallow left. Taylor Walls underneath it. And we will go to the 9th inning. The Orioles score for the first time all night. The best pitch hit team in baseball by runs batted in. 2 big ones from Big Sam. Orioles Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. And by the Law Tigers. Injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. So into the 9th, and we are tied at 2. Samuel Basayo stays into play first after his pinch hit home run off of Kevin Kelly. Andrew Kittredge, a longtime Ray, is on. And he's in against the middle of the order, delivering a strike to Junior Caminero.
Yeah, there are the numbers. Andrew's been pretty good. Hasn't allowed an earned run. 21 of his last 23 starts. And again, I mean, this we'll see, because Caminero, like we said, 45 home runs last year, 35 this year. But one thing that Andrew Kittredge can do is throw that slider. And that's the pitch that Caminero has trouble with.
Throws it well, gets a lot of swings outside the zone, and he gets one right at the edge of the zone.
Well, that's what the count at 1-2. You don't have to throw a strike. You can throw a ball to strike if you can.
Second best chase rate that swings outside the zone. Minimum 20 innings in baseball, only behind Garrett Whitlock. Loves slider with 2 strikes. Throws it in the zone, gets a pop up, and it's foul.
Yeah, a little better plate coverage by Junior Caminero there.
Remember, it's going to be the catcher Kenny Piper on deck in his 3rd big league game. This was originally the Liam Hicks spot. He was pinch hit for by Ryan Blade. Piper replaced him defensively. Caminero chases again and fouls it off again. Johnny DeLuca will follow, so it's going to be right for the Rays in the 9th. Orioles bottom of the 9th will have Encarnacion Strand to lead it off.
Ooh.
Carved out to right. O'Neill racing back. O'Neill makes the catch. A little heart of flutter moment, but run down by Tyler, who's had a nice game in the field.
Yeah, if you get a good jump, you got a chance to catch it, and he does. A bullet to right center. Already one of the turning points is the assist he had from right field.
It was in a 6th inning where the Rays had 3 hits and a walk, but only 1 run. Big part thanks to that assist. There's a nasty 2-seamer in the hands of young Kenny Piper. 2 for 7, got his first career home run last night off Trevor Rogers.
Yeah, fastball in the middle of the plate.
And a ground ball to third, picked on the backhand by CES. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered at MLBshop.com/Orioles, the official source for O's gear. It'll be Encarnacion Strand, Franklin, and Taveras due up in the bottom of the 9th. Nobody warming for Tampa Bay, so they will bring Garrett Clevenger back to the mound.
Yeah, and they got a guy with 36 saves that leads the major leagues with, what, 26 straight, I think, and Brian Baker.
And Brian was pacing. He's standing, but he's not yet throwing. Line to left field. There's a base hit for DeLuca, and it'll be more than 1 base. Played off the wall late by Franklin. Johnny DeLuca's got a 2-hit game, and a 2-out double puts the go-ahead run in scoring position. And now that'll get Brian Baker up and throwing for Tampa Bay.
And there's your hanging slider. Just stays up. Franklin can't get it. And now a little drama.
A little drama and a little Drew French.
Yep.
Richie Palacios, who has big late game hits against the Orioles this year, steps in. If you go back to the series in May where the Orioles got swept at Tampa Bay, it felt like Palacios came up in every big spot. Wednesday in the 4-1 Rays win, they got 2 in the 8th. Palacios had an RBI double off Rico Garcia. The game after that, the Wednesday game, Palacios had an RBI single off of Garcia as well. And some 2-run games, some huge 8th inning hits. He bats here in the 9th. And he takes a terrific 2-seamer.
Yeah. Well, Andrew still with good velocity and good movement.
Tying run, or go-ahead run at second. Strike to Palacios. Challenged by Palacios.
Pitch is called a strike. The hitter is challenging.
ABS powered by T-Mobile here. Rays have both remaining. That's about to change.
Call confirmed. Tampa Bay has one challenge remaining.
Well, what does Uncle say? The rent's due every day. Let's see if he can pay the rent. Nice, good count for Andrew Kittredge to try to get him to chase. Don't have to throw him a strike.
The 0-2. He didn't throw him a strike. It's golfed into shallow right center. Here comes O'Neill. Tyler makes the catch. How about that? To bolt the Birds to the bottom of the ninth. O'Neill saves the top of the inning. The O's can walk it off in the bottom.
Gonna take it on cause it's game time. We don't back off cause it's game time. Lights go down, this is game time. Whole squad loud, yeah, it's game time. Hands up high cause it's game time. Whole crowd live cause it's game time. Odds on the prize, this is game time. It's game time, now it's our time.
Samo Basayo, maybe one of the big hits of the Orioles season. Tyler O'Neill, one of the plays of the season. Christian Encarnacion Strand leads off the bottom of the ninth. The Orioles need one to win it. It's Encarnacion Strand with Christian Franklin and Leody Taveras to follow as the O's search for their fifth walk-off win of the year. Garrett Clevenger has stayed in to pitch. And he's ahead 0-2. A day where the Blue Jays have won, the Tigers have lost in the wild card. The Twins are leading in the third, the Guardians leading in the fourth, the Rangers trailing in the ninth. Some up, some down around the Orioles. Can they take care of business? 0-2 pitch. It's lined out of play as the Oriole crowd chants CES for one of their new fan favorites over the last month plus.
Yeah, Clevenger's got a good fastball. I mean, velocity 95, 96. There's, like we said, 40% breaking balls. Gets righties out a lot better than lefties.
Encarnacion Strand does have a couple of walk-off hits in his career. In fact, had 3 of them in his first 66 big league games. 4 walk-off winners in total, just his 4th big league year. Another 0-2. Boy, that is serious chase and coverage.
Well, that's what 2 strikes does to you. It gets you in a swing mode. And that's why it's so important to get ahead of hitters. If you can, of course.
The 6th pitch, 4 of them on 0-2. And it's strike 3. Don't challenge, Christian.
Yeah.
Keep the hand down.
Yeah, that was the perfect fastball. You're protected. I mean, you got to protect everything with 2 strikes, up and in, low and away, soft, hard, and then you buzz a 97-mile-per-hour fastball, knee high on the inside corner.
Christian Franklin so close to his first big league home run in the second. He's also walked and grounded out.
Yeah, both of the balls that he hit once against the Yankees, straight away center. Got to really hit him. You got to be Sammy Basayo. If you look at Rico Garcia getting loose.
In his 13th big league game, Christian Franklin takes.
Oh,
we'll see.
Pitcher stole the ball. Catcher is challenged.
I think that Piper's going to get this one right. ABS powered by T-Mobile. It's a strike.
Call's
That's
overturned. Counts 1-1.
That's why you let the catchers do the calls, because they have a better sense. Of course, Kevin Cash, that's what he did before he became a manager and coach. Very good catch and throw. Long time catcher. Well, you can see why Clevenger has had some success.
And you can see why he gets righties.
Yeah, I mean, he's third. Yeah, I mean, since early June, he's 15 holes, and he's got 25 on the season.
Here's the 1-2. Outside of Franklin, who has not chased much at all in his young big league career.
Went to the University of Oregon and drafted by the Orioles back in 2015.
Clevenger sprays it wide. He has allowed a run, and an earned run at that, Clevenger, in 3 of his last 4.
Well, that's all it'll take now.
And if Franklin gets to first, he's a great threat to steal second. Can he get there? No.
And then he goes to the pitch he throws the most and locates it as good as you can. Slider down and in.
If there's a top of the 10th, Tampa Bay would have Mullins, Walls, and Diaz, 8, 9, and a very, very, very dangerous one. Leody Taveras. Taveras, 1 career walk-off plate appearance. August 31st, 2024. Game-winning single off Tyler Ferguson of the A's when he was with Texas. No walk-off home runs. Carlos Narvaez, the on-deck hitter, so it's up to the bottom of the order right now. And it's 0-2 on Leody, who is 0 for 3 tonight. Rico Garcia ready for the 10th if there is one. Both teams are at the bottom of their lineup positions. Broke his bat, punched to short, sucked up by Walls. Extra innings on the way on a Saturday night in Charm City. Extra inning baseball here in Baltimore. The Orioles and Rays into the 10th, 2-2. Most play extra innings for the 12th time this year. They're 5-6, and they'll turn to Rico Garcia for the first extra inning.
Yep, pitched last night and effectively. So again, when you get into the extra innings with a ghost runner, can you strike people out? And he strikes out more than 1 per 9 innings.
Automatic runner is Richie Palacios, who is a little bit of a below average runner.
So let's see how, with Cedric Mullins up, how they play this.
Mullins is 1 for 2, double and a walk. Got the 9-hitter Walls on deck. He's a bunter. Mullins will not be, and he swings through a changeup.
I mean, Christian and Carcion Strand is playing well on the grass at third base. Just in case he does bunt.
It's going to be Brian Baker in the 10th. Mullins has 5 sac bunts. Walls behind him with 10. And Cedric punches a ball out of play. It's 0-2. Garcia in the 9th inning yesterday struck out Chandler Simpson. Very hard to do. Struck out Jorge Mateo and then got Mullins to fly out to end the game. Cedric skied one to shallow center.
You know, like I said, 57 strikeouts in 54 innings. So great changeup. Once again, perfect count for a pitcher. Don't have to throw a strike. Get him to chase.
That's exactly what he did. Well, Alex Hoppe tonight, another unsung hero. An inning and a third perfect. 8 pitches, 6 strikes. Andrew Kittredge, 13 pitches, 12 strikes in the 9th. 1 inning, 1 hit. Josh Walker, a scoreless inning, so 3 1/3 scoreless for the O's bullpen. No walks. 0-2 from Rico. Palacios at second. And Mullins pulls a ground ball to first. He gets the job done to at least advance Palacios. And that sets up Walls, who is a weak hitter, but as we said, a great bunter.
Well, so again, they have all kinds of options. You can do a safety squeeze. Safety squeeze is he's not coming, but if you get the ball down, and as you said, Walls could bunt. So the infield in.
Walls leads the American League with 10 sacrifice bunts. He's swinging away, and Narvaez throws to third. Palacios is right there.
I tell you, anytime you have a go-ahead run or any runner at third, and a catcher throws down there, you hold your breath.
Both teams did, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, there's your infield playing in.
Wall squares. He drops the bunt down. Rico to the plate, and they got him.
Well, we saw Albert Suarez do it the other night with a glove, but you will not, in a clutch situation like this, see it done any better. It's not the way you practice it in spring training. The only way you can throw him out, you got a barehanded. He has to go to his left, throw back right. Watch this throw. Watch this tag. Kind of in the face. Take that. In your face, Richie. What a play. And it's funny, you know, we kind of anticipate that might happen because that was a squeeze. He was going, get the ball down. Walls does that well. But the defensive, like Rico Garcia did, get the wow factor in there, and then of course you get to start the 10th inning with a ghost run, and that's when we'll see Brian Baker. Now, he'll be coming in, and it will not be a save situation.
As long as they get Yanni Diaz out. Diaz is just so good with runners on base this year. There's still a big out to get here. Walls a little above average runner, fakes a steal. Diaz taking all the way, looks at ball one.
Yeah, the amazing thing about this Tampa Bay lineup, and of course they strike out the least amount of anybody, 396, 331, 352. Those are the runner and scoring position numbers for their top three hitters in the lineup.
See if Walls will try to get there. He's 19 for 22 as a base stealer, but right now it's 2-0 on Yanni Diaz. Jonathan Aranda's the next hitter.
And he's hit 331. So if Walls does steal and you want to pitch around Diaz, you got Aranda to deal with. Yeah.
He's thrown him 3 consecutive curveballs.
Well, he hits fastballs better, but he also hits curveballs too.
How scared would you be of a 3-0 swing here?
Well, hope maybe you get him to chase. Nope, taking it. Yeah, but the only place it looks like you can pitch him is down and in. And with 3-1 count, you can't really do that. Definitely likes to get his arms extended out over the plate.
3-1 coming. That's a strike. A 3-1 hook.
Yeah, maybe somewhere around the outside corner.
And yet a Cano just in case. Here's an action pitch. Flipped out to right. O'Neill again. Garcia's already celebrating. He did a magnificent job in the 10th inning. He got one of the 3 outs himself. And the Orioles will just need to get one runner home from second to win it. The Orioles have 4 walk-offs this season. Here's the guy with the last one. Just about a month ago, July 25th, Dylan Beavers attacked Didier Fuentes' first pitch to score Jackson Holiday in the 9th and beat the Atlanta Braves, a first-place team in the National League East, 3-2. How about a repeat? How about a 3-2 win against the American League East leaders as Dylan pitch hits for Carlos Narvaez?
Yeah, and he does it as they do against Brian Baker. So he's got 36 saves, 25 straight. Now, it's not a save situation, but he is a strikeout pitcher. You can see more than one an inning. Doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. Hit 141 on his fastball, 147 on his changeup, and that is his really bread and butter pitch. So how are the Orioles going to play it? He'd love to either, well, obviously get a base hit, but hit the ball to the right side.
He's homered in 3 consecutive games. He doesn't need to do that tonight, but he needs to do better than that. 0-2 against Baker. And this is the list. Oriole rookies with a home run in 3 or more: Caleb Joseph, Jay Gibbons. Dylan's been on an absolute tear. Down 0-2 now. You just want him to get Tavares to third at a minimum. And Jackson Holiday would have a chance to win it with a productive out. 0-2 from Baker.
Yeah, the amazing thing, I mean, the home run he hit off Garrett Cole was up and in at 97, turned on that. Last night the home run was pulled. The home run the first night against the Yankees was to left center. But can he hit a changeup?
Inside, 2-2. Greg Alvarez could have stuck with Carlos Narvaez here as a bunter. Narvaez has 5 sacrifice bunts on the year. Could have done that. He goes with Beavers, who gives you a much better chance of getting a hit. And Beavers hits a fly ball to deep right field. It sends DeLuca back. He's at the wall. It's off the fence. The game is going to be over. Jackson Holiday, beg your pardon, Leody Taveras scores. Dylan Beavers, another walk-off hit. Walk-off hits in back-to-back months. And Beavers and the Orioles have won it. And it did leave the yard for a 2-run home run. An otherworldly Beavers tear as he homers in 4 straight. And the Orioles take down the Rays 4-2.
And he hit a changeup on the ground with one hand.
I tell you, I thought it hit the base of the first wall. It hit the base of the second. An unbelievable run by Beavers, who needs just one at-bat to extend the home run streak and deliver one of the most dramatic Oriole wins of the season.
Well, the amazing thing, since the 9th of August, nobody in baseball has hit more home runs than the Orioles. They hit 26. Cubs are close. So again, I mean, unbelievably bad swing on the first changeup, and then to come back with 2 strikes. What's this? I mean, on the ground. And just golfs it. You think it's a double, but it goes off, as you said, the back wall. And the Orioles win another one.
Oh, it did actually stand. Yeah. We were right at first after all. It is a double for Beavers. It's a good thing because he never actually made it home.
Yeah. Well, you get tired hitting home runs in 4 straight games.
What a run by Dylan Beavers, who joins us right now. You're still catching your breath after that swing, Dylan?
That's cold. That's really cold. Yeah, I'm catching my breath.
Well, it was really cold what you did to Brian Baker, too.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. I was just trying to get something in play, move the runner over.
Dylan, when you're down 0-2, what do you think you're going to get from Brian Baker there?
Fastball's at the top. And I kind of just sold out to that. You know, I figured he goes to the changeup, just adjust, try and get some bat on ball and move Leody over.
We were talking down on the cage and on Monday against the Yankees, and you said you were working on some stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what it is. You probably don't want to tell everybody, but you got to feel pretty confident now. Home runs. I mean, we actually thought that ball was out. So home runs in 3 straight games, and then, you know, Baker's got more saves than anybody in baseball. Pretty tough customer.
Yeah, he's good. He's got good stuff. That was a tough at bat. Glad I came through.
Dylan, what is it with you guys and the Rays?
I don't know. They're a tough team. We seem to play good games against them. now we want to do that against everybody.
How cold was the liquid you were just doused with? You look like you're standing in a cold tub right now.
Yeah, it's brisk. Probably like 60 degrees.
Well, go take a hot shower after a walk-off win, your second of the year. Congratulations, Dylan.
Thank you.
Let that guy catch his breath. Let's all catch ours. That's 4 walk-offs in 2 years for Dylan Beavers, by the way. Oh, yes, the sweet douse of victory. Melanie Newman, Jim O's Extra. Walk-off win for the Orioles to cover coming up.